Many children have a dream of becoming a professional baseball player, a dream to pitch, to bat, to throw, or to catch as they play for the many fans that love the sport as much as they do. A dream to play for a fearless team that comes home champions. However, that dream fades as they get older for reasons like a change of interest, family issues, financial problems, overwhelming responsibilities, or risk-taking injuries. They recognize that life is not a dream. Life is a reality, where critical decisions need to be made. Most often, they realize that the dream of becoming a baseball player will never come true. In fact, only 1 in 10,000 hopefuls are signed to the majors from high school. For George Piedra, one of those signed, the major leagues have not only been a dream, but a career choice he made and saw through from a very young age. And this is his reality.
I played baseball throughout my whole life. From the age of 4, I never missed a season. So I'm 26 now, and I've actually played I played football, basketball, and baseball in high school all 4 years. One of the upsides, believe it or not, is just the camaraderie I have with all my teammates. You spend so much time with your teammates, and you have fun, and you practical jokes. It becomes almost like a small fraternity. And I think to this day, one of the main reasons I love playing is because of that. Man, people love this sport, and if I keep doing well, I can make millions of dollars playing this sport that most people think is boring, but we have a great fan base, and there's a lot of revenue generated through baseball. Well, when I'm in the right field, most of it is boredom. Bored as can be. Baseball can be boring sometimes. One of my main hobbies is spitting. Baseball players love to spit. I grew up all throughout LA, mainly in the San Fernando Valley. We moved a lot. I was very inspired by my mother. You know, she's a single mother. It was seeing her having such a tough time raising my brother Anthony and myself. My mother would always get different jobs, which was good when things got rough. It was inspirational, and it helped me to keep fighting to move forward. You know.
George has said his whole life he was going to be a professional ball player. However, how many people say they're going to do something at that age and accomplish it? Anthony, his brother, looked at him as a dad. They grew up without a dad and in a single home. Therefore, George had to be the man of the house and had to watch out for Anthony because I had to work all the time.
Growing up, I was always the bat boy and ball boy for football, bat boy for baseball, water boy for basketball. I was always around all of his sports.
I said he's very family oriented. He's married now. He loves his family. He's a proud father. Of course, he had to learn when he was 14 and even younger to be a dad. At one point, he did have an occurrence at a football game where they shattered one of his knees and had to have surgery. And he was told that the only way they could fix that knee was by putting plates in his knee.
Just sign the papers, I'll be okay. And the doctor said that, but sometimes doctors say stupid things.
As he was in high school, I think George was very focused on what he wanted to do and continued to work hard at it the whole time, and has continued to get better and work his way into the majors. And we've had a lot of guys out of Notre Dame who have started in the minor leagues and never got past the minor leagues. I think he actually was going to go to USC initially out of high school, but then he got drafted and decided to go to professional baseball.
I mean, of course, it'd be nice to go back and try college. So you realize in the off season that you spend so much time away during the season that it's nice during the off season to plan vacations and go to the Caribbean and do nice things that most families don't get to do because the fathers work 12 months out of the year. You know, you want to be around your family, but you can't because you have to be playing ball. So today is my daughter's birthday, and I'm not there. So I mean, it's not the end of the world. I sent her a lot of presents, but it'd be nice to be there.
George has realized or learned what baseball was really about once he got involved in it. You know, a lot of people think that baseball is this fantasy world where you just get picked up by a team and you go play and that's it and you make all these bucks. Well, that's not true. You know, they have the single A, the double A, the triple A. They travel around without their families. He's always alone.
It's kind of rough when you have a 3:30 a.m. wake-up call, and the night before you had a game at 7:30, so you didn't get home to the hotel till about 11:30. You jump on a plane, you have a layover for 2 or 3 hours, you jump on another plane to get to the city where you're going, you arrive there at around 2 or 3, and then you got to be at the ballpark at 4 because you have a game at 7 that same day. When you're so involved in something, baseball, it sometimes becomes very monotonous, and it gets kind of annoying.
And the reason why it's such a big deal for him was because he's the second player ever identified in the big leagues. It was never, you know, that was the whole thing, was that he was the second player ever. It was just a GNC product that everybody that's lifting has to take. And the big leagues now, you can't take any performance-enhancing drugs.
So when it all happened, of course, the first few days I was devastated because I was on front page of every paper, USA Today, ESPN, CNN. Said George Piedra, this and that, and I think it's very discontorted. I really believe that an athlete who's injured, they prescribe cortisone shots, which are a form of steroids, and when you're injured, a steroid can heal you faster than just regular rehab. But at that point, I was injured. I had a hamstring strain, and I had something they call plantar fasciitis. And I went to a doctor, and I told him my issues, and he said, well, hey, take these pills. They'll make you better. It just happens to be that they were testing for those pills now because of the media frenzy and, you know, George Bush announcing it in the State of the Union.
He's taking it from injury, not from time of game started, whatever it is. I know he's a very motivated guy, but I don't think he's the kind of guy who's going to do something that's against the rules.
In football, there's a lot of guys taking steroids, but they never get busted. In football, you're hitting each other. It doesn't make sense that in baseball, if guys are taking steroids, all they're doing is hitting the ball.
To this day and age, we've got surgeries that we never had. Is that cheating? To me, that's way more of an advantage than taking some pills. I mean, if you're telling me 80 years ago somebody got injured, they didn't have Tommy John surgery. So how are they going to heal up? I mean, what's going to come to? We can't take certain vitamins, or we can't take protein shake because you're cheating. My goal in life really has not much to do with baseball. One of my main goals is just to try to be a good family man and be a good husband. Baseball is, like I said, it's more like a job now. It's something that I know how to do, and if it goes well, great. If it doesn't, I just move on.
But I think he'll always be in the baseball world, whether it be a coach or an agent, but he will always, because that's his heart. And George, you know, eats, breathes, and sleeps baseball. Always has.
Recently he got bumped up, and I've been really excited for him. He's batting about, average about .430 right now, and when we were growing up, he'd always say, Ant, I'm going to make it to the big leagues. Like, it's always been his dream, and I always, you know, supported him, but I always had my doubts because it's tough, you know. Like I said, you have to be something amazing to do that, and he did it, and I'm so proud of him.
If I take anything from baseball, it's not going to be a lot of money, or it's not going to be fancy anything, or it's going to be friends that I've made with my teammates, and it's going to be the lessons I've learned in life of patience, and that in life you don't always get what you want. Being a rapper, being a musician, being a ball player, a football player, they're great, but those aren't important things in life. They're just what you do, because this game can make you miserable, or anything. If you let anything, it'll make you miserable. The more important things in life are having the confidence to know that you can move on, and having family and friends.